Previously on Elden Ring. This was our final episode before the release of the DLC, so we had a lot to do. First up was collecting a few items. The Turtle Talisman to increase stamina regen. We got a golden seed from a tree spirit in Stormvale, and another in a catacomb. Next we went through a cave filled with rot, one of the worst in the game, all to retrieve a golden scarab talisman in order to gain 20% extra runes when killing enemies. This would be vital since we are struggling a little. Moving into the DLC, Carrot's weapon needed to be befitting for him, so 2 grave scythes were needed, thus some farming of skeletons. This took way longer than expected. Once Carrot gets both scythes up to an appropriate level, he'll be looking like death incarnate. It was time to move to Leonia to get the golden seed here, and retrieve a smithing ball bearing will give me access to infinite upgrades for weapons Carrot wants to use in the DLC. We got a sacred tear from the Church of Inhibition. We got our second smithing ball bearing. With the scythes upgraded, it was time to head off to Altus and get the flask upgrades there. We got a golden seed from a tree spirit, and once that was done, it was time to head to Volcano Manor. In order to traverse this place, Carrot has to join the Volcano Manor, getting a key that will give him access. It was time to head straight to the boss as quickly as possible. Carrot bobs and weaves through enemies, kills a Godskin noble, then makes his way to a portal that takes him to where the God-devouring serpent is. With a special weapon designed to beat this boss, it was time to fight. Defeating the God-devouring serpent was cake, but since nothing is easy in this damn game, there's a second phase. Another one to add to the books for the creepiest.
Together we will devour the very god.
Who sounds like that? Sounds like he's got a cock in his mouth. Rykard didn't make for the most difficult fight, but the timing was important. If he got off those skull attacks, certain doom was waiting for Carrot. After many attempts, Carrot added another shard of the Elden Ring to his inventory. It was now time to commit a cardinal sin and sacrifice Melina to the flame of ruin, leading to the most amazing cutscene in the game.
O Erd Tree, you shall burn, burn, for the sake of the new Lord. Thank you for guiding me here. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. Goodbye.
Being so emotional, Carrot falls asleep and is teleported to the crumbling Ferrum Azula. Carrot was not ready for what lay ahead of him. Every enemy could have been a mini-boss in itself. Not only were the enemies hard, but Carrot had just started to learn how to wield the scythes. Fuck these guys. Okay, moving further through the ruins, Carrot comes across the Godskin duo. Weirdly enough, these two are a little easier to deal with than the enemies that reside outside this arena. With only taking a couple of deaths, it felt very rewarding to take care of them. What wasn't rewarding was having to run through Lightning Bird Alley. These birds suck. Trying to hit them felt impossible, but Carrot finally runs to the dragon, who quickly runs away in fear, as per usual, stupid dragons. Carrot makes his way to the main boss arena, where a draconic tree sentinel is guarding the entrance. With a couple of tries to get the hang of his moveset, Carrot removes the obstacle between him and the boss, introducing the Beast Clergyman.
Thou who approacheth destined death, I will not have it stolen from me again.
Adopting a more passive approach to the fight to try and learn the moveset, Carrot is able to get him to half health. This is where the fight really heats up, and the beast reveals his true form and becomes Malekith, the Black Blade. Carrot could consistently get to this part of the fight, but every time, Malekith was too strong. And with a heavy heart filled with disappointment and fear that he'll never be strong enough, it was time to leave here and go back to the horrific Castle Sol to try and take down Commander Nile, who is guarding the second half of the secret Haligtree medallion. Carrot could now easily dispatch the two sidekicks, being able to focus solely on Nile. After a few deaths, Commander Nile was taken down, and the second half of the medallion was obtained. Carrot now had access to the consecrated snowfield, which housed the most important portal of them all, a portal to Mogwin Palace. Running through the abundance of enemies, running up a mountain full of enemies praying to the Lord of Blood, catching an elevator up to fight Moog, the Lord of Blood, the fight holding Carrot back from gaining access to the DLC.
Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
Moog lives up to his name. Every attack is born from blood. He is an unrelenting force, and Carrot was not ready for his second phase. After healing himself from your blood, he bathes the arena in fire and blood. With more confidence than he should have, Zeus says this: I will defeat Moog like in the next 15 minutes. I guarantee it. I know I can do it. It in fact did not take 15 minutes. The only way taking this magnificent boss down was to deny him of this second phase. And with Moog taken care of, Carrot is waiting patiently for the shadow of the Erdtree to prove himself worthy of the title Lord. The shadow of the Erdtree